Hi everybody, it's Jekk here. I'm here to do another book review on Lev Grossman's The Magicians. And I'm also going to talk about the second book in the trilogy called The Magician King. Just because I read these two a while back and the two stories have kind of melded together, so I'm just going to talk about them both in one review. I'm going to read the back just to summarize what it's about. Quentin Coldwater is brilliant but miserable. A high school math genius, he's secretly fascinated with a series of children's fantasy novels set in a magical land called Fillory. And real life is disappointing by comparison. When Quentin is unexpectedly admitted to an elite secret college of magic, it looks like his wildest dreams may have come true. But his newfound powers lead him down a rabbit hole of hedonism and disillusionment, and ultimately to the dark secret behind the story of Fillory. The land of his childhood fantasies turns out to be much darker and more dangerous than he ever could have imagined. From that, you could probably gather that it's basically Harry Potter but a more adult version, a more mature version of Harry Potter, and also Narnia. Because the books that Quentin is obsessed with in here, it's basically Narnia. It's almost like an homage to those series, but taken in a more realistic kind of setting. And by realistic, I mean that there's like sex, drugs, and alcohol, and also it's probably the closest sort of outcome you would have if magic did exist within the real world. And I thought it was brave for him to do that because fantasy genre is mostly about escaping reality. So if you're making a realistic fantasy novel, at first it probably wouldn't sound as good, but this is still very imaginative and exciting and has all those wonderful elements of fantasy, but taken within the filter of a more mature set of eyes, if that makes sense. So the characters at first were a little bit off-putting because they were so pessimistic, and I mean it is a pessimistic book, but after a while I actually started to sympathize with them because I went through that phase like after high school, because Quentin just graduated from high school and now he's going to college. So I've been through that phase where you don't really know what you're going to do with your life, and you end up feeling disappointed with the real world. I mean, that's just a natural part of growing up. You spend all your life thinking that the real world is fun. Can you hear that? So, yeah, I've been through what he's been through, so I sympathize with that, and I understand why he acts the way he does, because it's a really confusing period, and I think I'm not completely out of it yet, because I'm still in university and I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. Anyway, all of the characters were very well written. Quentin I ended up loving, and I felt like his character development was very slow, which is good because it's a trilogy. So I felt like it sets his character up here, and then he changes, and in the next book he develops even more, and I feel like Lev Grossman's gonna really do well with Quentin's character development at the end. Even all the other minor characters were very good. I felt that they were real and you could relate to them. Just the voices of the characters felt so real to me. I felt like the people I knew, they were flesh and blood characters, they existed. The way it's written, I love Lev Grossman's writing. It's readable, but it's so complex at the same time. And the pictures that he paints, the imagery that he paints in this book is so vivid. I felt like I was, there. The books actually get darker and darker, and in The Magician King, the next book, it took it to places I didn't expect, especially a scene near the end of The Magician King. I didn't expect them to take it that far, but they did, and it was surprising, and it was brave, and I admired it for that. There's so much that he explored here that wasn't explored in the Harry Potter books, which is alright, because it's a different type of novel, it's a different type of audience, but he just took it to a much more sophisticated level. It's a much more complex fantasy novel. And another thing, unlike the Harry Potter series where they use wands, they actually use their hands. And it's actually a lot harder to master than just, reciting an incantation and making one movement. It's actually a lot more complicated. So I like that about it, that, even though you can perform magic, it's not, your life isn't as easy. You still very much go through what normal people go through. I like that kind of a message, that magic isn't just there to, for your convenience, that it's something that you have to work hard for, and I like that kind of a message. So I would definitely recommend this to people who read the Harry Potter series or the Narnia series and were really hungry for more. I definitely had post-Harry Potter depression after the last book and the last movie. So this was like the perfect fix. It's not the same as Harry Potter, but it almost like closed it for me. I'm a big fan of both series, so it felt like it just it was a sense of closure. It felt like these were the lost after novels of Harry Potter and Narnia. So that's why I really need a third book. Lev Grossman hasn't written it yet. It's not published yet, but I really want to read it so I could just get on with my life. I highly recommend this book. It's one of my favorite books of all time. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. I might do a book haul next or another review. So don't forget to subscribe and like if you like the video. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.